we can be very conscious of believing survivors. We should not have to really convince people any longer that assault happens against the body, because we know it does. However, many of us will initially, when given the information of sexual violence against someone's body, go into trying to find out how it happened and or how did they put themselves in that position. And that's the second one, right? But really that equates to us not believing them and just not being a safe space for them. The second thing is that we can actually challenge victim blaming. There is this awesome art exhibit that would, I think they have it online, called, and they do it once during this month, and I can't remember the date. I'll ask my husband next week because he does it every year with his students, and it's called Denim Day. And so literally they talk about what people were wearing when they were sexually assaulted, and
I've seen that.
Are very much the outfit that Sherry and I have on today, the outfit that you might have on at this moment. It really doesn't matter. But what we do is initially when somebody tells us, so where were you at? Why was you there late? Why did you go into that person's room by yourself? I would never do that if that was me, right? It becomes this blaming versus responding, believing, and supporting. And so be very clear that part of preventing violence is also stopping shame so that people can feel like I have the right and the voice to speak out, because then there is a likelihood that more people speak out, the less likely that people will do it so that they wouldn't get in trouble, right? But the reality is the second someone speaks out, and I can give multiple examples of people who were celebrities or other examples where they did something to someone and then people find all the gray areas to blame the person who was harmed, but they don't find those same areas to blame the person who assaulted, right? So we got to be really mindful of our role, and our supporting of survivors is about not blaming and victim blaming the person. And then respect boundaries. This one is extremely important, especially because I felt like when we talk in this group, sometimes we're coming from a heterosexual privilege of thinking that all relationships look the same and look the same for everyone, and they don't. And what that means is that many times sexual assault is always viewed as the woman only being assaulted. However, men, when we come about respecting boundaries, can be harmed and hurt. And also when I think of my teenagers that I work with who are male and who were sexually assaulted, a lot of it was about inappropriate escalation of behaviors and boundaries. Oh, it started off as a kiss. It started off as a little bit of rubbing here, and then it went into something more violent against their body. And so really respecting people's boundaries and not thinking that just because a person is a male and or interested in you as a female, that means that you have a right to violate their body.